The studio journal is where I keep notes on my process of doing my visual art, my paintings. My studio journal differs a lot from my art journals, visual journals, or even my creative practice work, in that it's pretty much just notes about my process, ideas that come to me while I'm painting, as well as technical notes about how I'm working on certain work. As I'm painting, I get a lot of what I call, for lack of a better word, downloads. I think of it as, for me, art making is like having a direct connection to my creative source, my higher power. And so while I'm painting, and there's also firecrackers that go off constantly here in Mexico where I live. So yeah, I get these downloads. For me, art making is a way of listening, inner listening. So I'm hearing things and I write them down in the moment. So I keep my studio journal next to me so I can write those things down. So I don't forget them, because I get into sort of an altered state when I'm creating and I don't remember them later. So definitely writing down the ideas I get, the information I get from my inner guidance. Memories often come to me while I'm working, so I write those down. I may remember a dream I had the night before, so those types of things go in the journal. Anything that has to do with creating the visual art, from the technique to my process of making it, to the ideas that inspired it, to what's kind of going on in my head and in my heart as I'm working. All of that goes in the studio journal. And the reason I keep these studio journals is because it's kind of like laying breadcrumbs along the path so you can find your way back. A lot of times I used to create work and I would have no idea how I made it. So I thought, oh, I wish I had written down my steps for layering that time, or what kind of materials I even used, what type of paint I used. And so for the technique, that's been really helpful, but also just what was going on in my life, what was going on in my thought process that inspired this work. I like the stories behind the work as much as I like making the work itself, because not only is this my livelihood, but it's also really my therapy. And creating art is what keeps me feeling happy and healthy and sane. Or I should say saner. The notebook itself is nothing fancy. It's just one of these school notebooks that you can pick up. I like to get them at university bookstores because they have the kind without lines. As you can see, this one has lined paper, which I don't prefer, but I wasn't going to let that stop me. It's the only book I had. And I like to paint the covers because they have those black and white modeled covers. And this, it's just a wonderful sized notebook and portable, so I can take it with me when I'm traveling.